Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shawcraft One in my old barn door, and I finished the farm kits, and so I've got those all taken care of, and I'm ready to start another project, but I'm kind of on a delay because I'm waiting for, there was a lady who had asked me to do a custom order journal for her, so I contacted her to see if she still wants me to do that, but I haven't heard back from her. So sometimes after doing all these kits and stuff, I just kind of need a break to play. And so that's what I wanted to do for a little bit this morning. It's just kind of play and just kind of do something that's relaxing and not so, when I'm making the kits, I kind of feel pressure because, I want to hurry up and get them done because I know people are waiting on them. So anyways, I said all that to say I wanted to come on and show you guys something that I used to do this a lot, and I haven't done it in a while. And I kind of I pulled this book out, and it kind of reminded me of it. And so I just kind of wanted to share the process with you guys. So what I did was I found this very large book at a thrift shop. It's a pretty big book. Let's see, it's almost 10 inches wide, and it's about 13 inches long. And I bought this a long time ago, and so I had been watching some of the Gina Johnson videos and stuff to where she was, journaling in her books and stuff. And so, this was my attempt to journal. And so I'll kind of show y'all. So what I did is I took some of my kids' old pictures, and I started trying to journal with them because I have boxes and boxes and boxes of pictures. It's ridiculous. And so, I kind of got into the little flippy flap pages and trying to make pages that flip out. So, this one flips out several times and all the good stuff. This one's sewn on, and it flips way out. So these were my dogs. I miss them both very dearly. But I have two other dogs now. So, but anyways, I just kind of wanted to show you. I didn't finish, this was just me playing around. This was with some paints, and I didn't like the color. It turned out pretty ugly, but this is just some, like some wallpaper. No, this is wrapping paper. That's just a piece of an old book. I'll put that in my scraps. So, let me see what I have on the next page. Now, this is not what I'm doing, guys. But I just kind of wanted to show y'all, you can do with these books like this, you can do all kinds of different things. You can practice. So, this was kind of just like my practice book, just a little, I guess, practice session with where I was trying to learn how to journal and learn to journal. It didn't help me any because I still don't journal. But you get the gist of it. So, and then there's a lot of pretty cool pages in this book, but it's not pages that I would use in a journal. And I think I actually have some more. Another page back here somewhere. Yeah, I just kind of jumped around in the book. So, yeah, this is another one of my daughter making a cake for a project at school long time ago. She was so proud. She did so good on that little cake. Now she's 26 and has a baby, and so that tells you how long ago that was. But the whole point was to come on and show you. I used to do this a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago. It's about a year ago. And it kind of goes along with all the collage stuff I've been doing lately. That's my Cotton, my little Boston Terrier. Gosh, I miss her so bad. But here is what I'm talking about. This is what I used to do a lot. And so what I do, it kind of goes along with all the collaging that I've been doing. And so I just kind of wanted to revisit it because these are book pages that I wouldn't normally use in a journal. So these pages I can use to do some collaging on. And I like this idea because you know how a lot of times you will you'll collage on a page and it kind of curls up from the glue. Well, if you do it in a book like this, a good heavy book, you know, you can close it up and it'll flatten those pages for you, you know, and then you don't have that curl going on. So let me see. Let me go in here and find one of the pages that I'm talking about. So this is one that I did a long time ago. And so what I would do is go to the other side, collage on it, probably some more neutral type pieces, like, hang on and I'll show you. You know, like some lined pages, things that you can actually write on. And then I would take this page out of the book and cut it up into tags, or fold it and make it a journal page. And hang on and I'll kind of show you some of the collage pages that I've done so far. Okay, so like this is a big envelope that I had gotten in the mail. And so I opened it, I took the stuff that was in it out, and it's got the little window in it. But I just kind of collaged over the whole envelope, and you know, this would be cute to mail something in, or you can fold it and put it in a journal. It would make a really cute page in a journal. All kinds of different things that you can do with these. So what I've been doing is just kind of taking my scraps that I have left over from stuff, and Lord have mercy, I have a bunch of scraps. So I've just been kind of taking my scraps and doing this with it so that I have ready-made pages. That was an envelope. Let me show you some of the pages that I've done. And I've actually thought about doing some of these like digitally, putting them digitally on my shop and sharing them with you guys. So here's another page that I've done. And I think these would be cool if I scan them and just put them on there. And, you know, I just do it really, really inexpensive for you guys to be able to get them, you know, so I can share them with y'all. Some of them I've done like sewing on, you know, just little little pieces that I've sewn on, little fabric that I've added. So I really like the way these turned out. Here's another one, and I used the pink thread. And then there's some fabric, little ticket. And then this is some wrapping paper, some vintage wrapping paper. And I think some of them, this is one of my collage strips. But see how I leave room for you to journal. So, you know, it turns them into usable pages. I like that, the way that one turned out too. You know, and you can actually stick this whole page in a journal and use it as a page in your journal. So that's kind of the idea that I was going with. And I kind of was inspired to do this by Sarah over at the Mushroom Market. She had done a video on using up your unwanted book pages. And I believe I did a video when I was making some of these. I just kind of let it play long. And then this was a little book that I had forever. It was a little pamphlet of old book pages, you know, just vintage book pages. And so I just collaged on each little page, and this would make a cute little you know, like a little tuck, or not a tuck, but something to tuck into a pocket. So cute things like that. So I don't know, I might scan some of them and share them with you guys on my Etsy shop. If that's something that y'all are interested in, just let me know and I can definitely do that for you. I wouldn't put them on there for a huge amount of money, you know. I'm just kind of, I would just put them on there trying to you know, pay for the listing fee or whatever. So that is those. So between the collage stuff and then this, you know, I kind of wanted to, so I went in last night and I was sitting in front of my TV. So Debbie, this is for you, because you can do this sitting in your chair in front of the TV. I can't talk today. So just grab yourself some glue and a big old book that you can lay in your lap and your scraps, and you can, you know, see how the page curls though? Like one of these pages I did with Mod Podge, or my homemade Mod Podge. So I did this one with that. This page is a little flatter because I did it with a glue stick. So it kind of shows you the difference. So I haven't done the back of them yet because I kind of wanted to do some of them with you. These I did last night. So yeah, and then you can actually, so this one is finished because I already did the collaging on the back of it. So I'm going to cut this page out and show you what I mean by, you know, you can cut it up and make tags and pages or whatever you want to make out of it. You can do little tags or pockets. You can make pockets out of these. So I just cut it out of the book. And then let me grab my trimmer. I'm going to scoot the book over for a second. Now, if you wanted to make them a page, you know, you could turn them sideways, fold them in half. You have to kind of mess with the glue a little bit, you know, because the glue makes it a little stiff. But that's okay, but you could just fold it in half, and that could actually be a page in a journal. Or you can cut them up like I'm about to do and make tags out of them. So I think I'm going to go this way with it. And I like to make my tags about 3 inches wide for the most part. So you just trim it down. And then some tags I like to make a little longer. I'm going to cut off the little white edges that I didn't use. I'm just going to get rid of those. And just kind of trim it up a little. Actually, I'm going to leave those, but I am going to cut this one off the top. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. I'm not even paying attention. Okay, and then I'll cut this about 5.5 inches long. They don't all have to be this long, but just kind of trying to give you an idea. So then this you could actually use as a little, like you could round the corners of it. Where's my corner rounder? What are you doing, Lucy? So this could actually be like a little journal card that you can tuck into a pocket. And then this can be a tag. So basically I would just make a little tag out of it. You know, so you have a tag. And then what I like to do is, like I have some of these Tim Holtz things, like the flowers and stuff. So if you want to add something cute, you just take like a little piece of fabric or something. Like I have this little jar of scrap fabrics. So let me see if I can find something cute to go on here. I would actually use that at the top. I don't know. Let's see. I'm trying to find a pretty fabric. I mean, they're all pretty, but kind of one that matches with what I'm doing. Some of these are teeny tiny. Like I should probably throw them away teeny tiny. Okay, so there's a little piece of lace. And there's a little cute little piece of fabric. And let's find one more. That one's cute. Okay, so we'll just go with that. Lucy, do you need to go potty? Is that why you're whining at me? Do you need to go potty? Okay, sorry. So, you know, you can use some of these little Tim Holtz ones. Or then I have, I have this whole big thing filled with, you know, collagey, scrappy top stuff. I need to use all of this. This is ridiculous how much stuff I have in here. It's just stupid. Yeah, I have a blue million scraps. And then I have this little tray full of scrap fabrics and stuff, you know, that I can use on them. So once I get my tags cut out, then I can take something like, let's see, let's do, I don't like that. That kind of blends in. And I don't like that. Let me see. I think I want some lace on here. Let's put some pretty lace on it. So we could do some pretty little lace. Not sure I'm real thrilled with these flowers. Maybe that one? I don't know. Let's see. I have too much to choose from, and so it makes it hard. It makes it hard to actually figure out, okay, what I want to use. I don't like that one. It's too big. So something like this, and then maybe you could put like a little piece of fabric down here, kind of in the middle. And I like it with the raggedy edges, but I do want to cut off those little strings. Right there. So if we do that like that, put the little flower on there. And then I would sew on these just to kind of keep them in place. Do I want to add this? I don't know. Let me sew it on real quick, and then we'll see what it looks like. Hang on a second, because I'm not going to take you to the sewing machine because it would be way too much problems. Okay, so now I have sewn my little pieces on. Let me just cut these strings. I don't mind having a little bit of strings, but I don't want them super long to where they catch on everything. So now we have a cute little tag. You can either punch a hole in the top and tie some lace or ribbon, or but yeah, it turns out super cute. So now on the back side, you can journal on it. Now, if you don't like having a journal over the stitching, it doesn't bother me. I can journal over the stitching, no problem. Some people don't like that. So what I would do is, let me move some of this stuff out of the way. There's my book. Okay. What I would do is I would take my page, like this page, I don't have the back finished yet, so I would go ahead and cut this page out, cut it up into tags or whatever I'm going to use it for, and then I would sew it before I do the back part of it. So that's that's a couple of options that you can do. So I was just going to kind of show you a couple of different ways that I do this. Just trying to find a blank page. So I guess we'll do this page. Let me move some of this stuff out of the way. So I was going to show you how it works with the glue stick, and then how it works with the Mod Podge. So I'm not going to do the back of this one yet because I'm not sure if I want to, I'm not sure what I want to do with that yet. So I'm just going to leave that in there. So this one doesn't have anything on the front or the back. So the easiest way to do this, for me, it's a little easier if I'm going to do bigger size pieces. I do it with the glue stick. If I'm going to do really tiny pieces, like say I have this little tray here. It has all these little bitty tiny scraps of paper. I mean, just little teeny tiny ones. Now, to try and glue stick all of these little teeny tiny pieces would be an extreme pain. So, but if you, so with these kind, if I'm going to use these kind, I'll use the Mod Podge. But if I'm going to use the bigger pieces, then I use a glue stick. So I have, this is just Elmer's school glue stick. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a couple of pieces. I have this little tray here that has some scraps, and this is by far all the scraps I have. It's a ridiculous amount of scraps that I have. this is just a few I pulled out to do, to play around with. So what I would do is, I like the torn edge look, so I just take my papers and I'm going to tear the edges. And then I don't want a piece that big, so I'm going to make a little smaller piece. And then the cool thing is, if you're sitting on your couch or your chair in your living room and you're watching TV, you can glue on one side and stick down on the other, and I'll show you what I mean in just a second. So I'm just going to kind of line it up with the edge over here. Where's my little card? And I like to use like little old gift cards. My sister sent me this for Christmas. She knows my heart, so she sent me a Hobby Lobby gift card for Christmas. So, you know, that makes it easier to press down the glue and the glue stick. And then I have this. So let's use a piece of this. And it goes pretty fast. I mean, I did those few pages that I showed you last night. You know, I did them in just I don't know, just a little while. You know, just sitting there with my honey watching TV and just piddling with my hands. I have a real issue trying to sit still. I am just not a sit still kind of girl. So I'll constantly have to be doing something. So, you know, if he wants me to sit and watch TV with him or something, you know, I'll grab something like this, something little that I can do while I'm sitting and watching TV. And so, because he fusses at me, he's like, you work entirely too much. But I told him, I said, it don't feel like work. I love, you know, when you love what you're doing, it doesn't feel like work. So I just kind of start collaging on the page. And then I have, this was actually a music book, a piece from a music book. So you can use this side with the writing on it, or if you wanted it to be something you could actually journal on, you could use the back side of it. And I love how patinaed, I don't know if you can see the patina on that, but it's really cool. And it looks like somebody actually has stamped something down here, but I can't read it. Okay, so I like the jagged edge look, so if it has a straight edge, I usually will go and tear it somewhat. So now when this page starts filling up to where I can't glue on it, then I would just move to the back of this page, you know, for those of you who want to do this sitting in your chair on your couch. You know, you could just move to this page because you don't have to worry about anything sticking on this page because the glue will be dry on this page before you go back to it to collage on it. Let's get that over. So I don't always have to go all the way to the edge, because if you do go all the way to the edge, you know, it bulks up your book and makes it really stiff in the spine, and then it'll break your spine. Okay, and then I have this one. Add a piece of this one. We can put him here. And see, I have this little piece of glue right here. I'm just going to stick right there. That way I don't waste my glue. Okay, and we'll just put him right here. Now, if you wanted this to be a page in a book, I would turn my book, you know, like a page in a journal that you can fold in half. I would turn my book this way and collage up and down this way so that, you know, you have that consistency or what have you. Okay, let's see what else we have. I have this one. So it's easier with the bigger pieces to use the glue stick. I probably should have made this one a little bit smaller, but that's okay. And do I want the stripes to go this way or this way? I think I want them to go this way. Okay, and else do we have over here? Okay, I have some of these. And I actually, when it's a really small piece like this, sometimes I'll leave the edges, and I like the edges that have the, like the coffee stain look in the, or the aged look in the corners. And so sometimes I'll use those corners. But I do want to tear this edge. And sometimes it's hard when they're little bitty strips like this. It's hard to tear the edge of it. Okay. Put him right here. Ooh, I almost spilled my... Now see, that edge is sticking up a little bit, so I'm just going to go and swap a little more glue on there. And using the card kind of helps to press that down and get it to stick a little better. And then I have this one. Maybe I'll use this one in the corner up here. And sometimes I don't tear a whole lot off the edges because you don't want to lose the bulk of your paper by ripping the edges. And this glue dries clear, but sometimes I like to go back and wipe it off if I have too much on the front of the piece. Okay, so then we have, I have this piece. My hands are sticky from the glue, so my fingers are kind of sticking to the paper. Okay, so if we put this piece here, so it doesn't take long to do a page at all. Let me see what else I have. Okay, I have some of these. These are pages from like a vegetable and gardening book. And I like tearing them out and using them just in little bitty spots, you know. So let's tear this one. And I have, y'all, I found this little ruler at a thrift store. I cannot talk this morning. I don't know what's up with that. And I like the edges that it makes. It has just one little jagged edge. So I went on Amazon and I found some of the, you know, the tear rulers. So I ordered them this morning. So I'm hoping that I'll have them in a week or so. And because it's really cool to have the different torn edges when you're doing the collaging. I had seen a long time ago a video where Tracy Fox was using one, and I thought, I want one of those, and then I just kind of forgot about, you know, getting it. So the more I'm doing this collage stuff, the more I kind of need something to that effect. Okay, I have some of this blue flowers. Try some of these. Well, so yeah, I've been kind of really into the collage thing lately. It's kind of an obsession. And there's so much you can do with it, though. You know, there's all different kinds of things that you can do with things that you collage, and it kind of helps you get rid of your scraps. I want to turn this a little sideways. Okay, and what else do we have? I need to put that back in my little jar. I'll have it lost in all my scraps. Excuse me. Okay, then I have some little map pieces that would probably be cool on there. And these are stained up little map pieces. Let's use a piece of this. I think I'm going to put it right there, and that way I can put something with a jagged edge over the top of that. And I do find that using a thinner paper when you're doing collage works a little better. It just kind of glues down a little better. You know, it's a little bit harder when you have the thicker scrapbook paper. It takes a little more glue to stick it down and keep it flat. Alright, so we have that, and then I need a piece, like a strip here. What do I want to put there? Where's that other little strip of green? We do that one there. So I mean, these go pretty quick, you know. It doesn't take a whole lot of time to do them. It's relaxing. I just kind of enjoy, you know, and it uses up your scraps for you, and you don't have to, which I have a blue million scraps. So okay, so there you have a page. So that's how it works when you do with the glue stick. And then I'm going to show you one of the pages that I do when I use the, like the little strips. So let me switch. What I do with my strips? I've lost my strips. Oh, here's my strips. So I'm just going to use these little strips and show you kind of what I do with those. Let's see. I have something on that page. So we'll do this page. Alright, so we have our strips here, and then I have my homemade Mod Podge, which is just Elmer's glue and water, pretty much. And then I have my pitiful little Mod Podge brush, which is gross, and I think I need to probably throw this one away and find another one. Let me see if I've got another one. Okay, so I found another one, so we're going to get rid of this one because it's kind of gross. It's just kind of, you know, sticky and gluey and yuck, so that one can go in the garbage. So what I do with my strips, when I want to get rid of, you know, all these little bitty pieces, like I say, it's a little hard to try and, you know, use the glue stick on every single one of those little strips. So I'll put a little bit of Mod Podge on a portion of the page, not a bunch. And I don't want to do the whole page at one time, because then it, you know, it'll dry before you get stuff down to the bottom. So you just do a portion of the page at a time, and then I just start taking my strips and sticking them on, and I work fairly quickly when I'm doing this. So it's a little bit different from collaging, but it kind of has the same, you know, it's the same effect. So then I'll take this one and go this way. I guess it's kind of like building a brick wall, but it turns out really cool once you you take it off and you cut it into, and like this one, let's see if I have like a portion of a strip here. Okay, so like you could use a little piece like this, and I don't mind having, I don't mind if it's uneven, and I don't mind having the little holes there. See, this is a little thicker of a strip of paper, so it's not sticking as good. Whoops. So what I do in a situation like that is I just let it sit where it's going to sit, and then I come back once everything dries, and I can, you know, put a little glue up under there. So then we can put this one here. And I don't mind if a little bit of the background paper shows through, because once you get all your strips on, you know, you're not really going to notice that. And they don't all have to be even. I like doing it kind of different sizes and different shapes. And like when I get over here and I have a strip that's too long, I'm just going to tear it, maybe, just like that. Now it comes to a point to where, you know, sometimes you just have to throw some stuff away. And I'm really bad about not wanting to throw it away. So, so then once I get enough strips on there to where that glue's kind of covered or whatever, I'll go back in, put a little bit more glue, and then start with more strips. And like this one, I can put right here. And see here again, you have a little bit of a gap between those two. But once you cut them up into tags and decorate them, you're pretty much probably going to cover that up anyway, so it's not going to matter. But this way, it just kind of makes it a little easier to deal with your strips. So like this one, I want to go in the middle, kind of in the middle. And so it is fairly, you know, similar to like building a brick wall. And this one says, I love sunshine, and that's what I call my honey. So I add these, see, like right here, where this gap is, I have this little bitty piece, and I can just lay it kind of on top right there, and it covers the gap that was underneath. And then I have this one that can go right here, and it covers up that gap. I'm not too worried about that gap because I'll probably cut that off anyway. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more glue all the way across here. So, and it doesn't take a whole lot of glue, and that way, you know, you're not using globs and globs of glue and making a big huge mess. And as the glue starts drying, you see how this is kind of lifted up a little bit here? Well, one reason it's lifted up is because I didn't put any glue on that strip of paper. But then, as it starts drying, you can kind of go back and press down on the pieces, and it, you know, it'll hold them down a little better. So I have this little strip, and then I'll just tear that extra little edge off there. And I'm not even worried about really matching up the strips, because when I do pages like this, I kind of like a variety of everything on it. So now see, I have this. This is like the strip from the bottom of a paper pad. And so I don't want that green with that though. So let's put in here. So we're going to need to add a little bit more glue right there because it's going to go on top of the paper. And then I like this that says, it says something about moments. I don't have, so I can't tell really what it says, but it's okay. So I'm going to add a little more glue down here. These take a little bit longer, but it does get rid of all your little strips, and I have jars of little strips. It's kind of stupid. I should get rid of them, but you know, we tend to keep everything in scrapbooking and journaling, and so okay, here's a cool little piece I can put right here. Oh, that one wants to slide up under that piece. But you can get rid of, you know, quite a good amount of scraps doing these little collage pages. And you don't have to feel bad because you've thrown them away. Because we so do that to ourselves, do we not? This is a little piece of a ticket. I'm just going to put it right there to cover up that little gap. Have another little piece of this. So they don't all have to be the same size little strips. You know, you can do different sizes of little strips. You can do different widths. And this too is relaxing. It's something you can do sitting in your, you know, in your chair, because you can just put your little jar of Mod Podge on the table beside you. Because pretty much think everybody has a little table beside their couch or their chair. And then I love this little piece right here with the blue, and I think I want to put it over here in this corner. Where are we on our time? I can't see. Oh, does that say 41 minutes? Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm not going to finish this page because I don't want this video to be forever. I didn't realize it had gone that long. I guess it just, you know, time flies when you're having fun. So then what I would do, once I finished this page or whatever, I do need to put some more strips on here while it's still wet. So let's put one right here. Hang on, guys. Sorry. Not trying to go too long. One right there. One right there. And that'll kind of cover up the glue. So then, since it's Mod Podge, you know, it takes it a little longer for it to dry. So I just take a little piece of wax paper and I'll put it right here on this page. And then you can actually turn the page and go to the next page. Now see, this is already starting to come apart because this book's kind of falling apart anyway, so, which is fine. It's not that big of a deal. So anyways, so there's lots you can do with these. I mean, you just, you know, you get rid of your scraps. You have little pages that you can make tags or pockets or, you know, whatever you want to make with them. But then you can actually put that right there. You can close the book up, and that wax paper might stick a little bit, but it's not going to stick enough to where it's going to mess up your page. And then I always turn it over so it has the most weight on, you know, going downwards. So, and then I set it to the side until I'm ready to come back to it or ready to use a page out of it. So yeah, that's just kind of another way you can use up your scraps, and you can make you some, you know, you can have something available to make quick tags or whatever. So I just kind of wanted to come on here and share that with you guys and let y'all see, you know, a couple of different ways that you can do it. And just say hi and have a little fun for a morning. So yeah, so if you like the video, don't forget to like, hit the like button, and subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Leave any comments or questions that you have below. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Big hugs. Thanks for watching.